Getting started. Do you have business challenges? Are you trying to grow your business or want to be your own boss, but haven't yet found practical information? Well, it's my goal throughout this course to help you overcome your obstacles and reach your dreams. One of the first things you need to remember before we get started is that there is no magic pill out there for you to swallow and to become an instant millionaire. No matter what you do in life or what methods you choose in accomplishing your goals and visions, it is going to take some serious work on your part. It is going to require you to take some action. So let's begin to make things clear. Questions you need to ask yourself before you start your internet business. Why do I want my own internet marketing business? Before deciding to start a business, think about the qualities that you possess. What makes you tick and how that might help you become a more successful business owner. What interests, talents, skills, and strengths do I have that will assist me in running my new business? Inventory the abilities that you already possess. Then, think about all the ways that you can use them to grow your business and help others grow their business, and also working with partners that lack your abilities. What are my strengths and weaknesses? The ability to recognize your own strengths and weaknesses is invaluable for the business owner. Recognizing what you're good at and what you're not will help you to decide how to use your time and when to outsource to the experts or outside professionals for help. What skills do I need to learn or brush up on to run my business effectively? Recognize which skills you need to develop in order to run your business most effectively. Identify the ones that are worth investing time into learning and which ones you might be better off finding outside sources to perform. Do I enjoy challenges? Businesses provide constant challenges. If you enjoy a good challenge, it will energize you. If you don't, you may end up feeling as though you've engaged in a constant uphill battle. Will I be doing work that is meaningful and really interests and excites me? When you're engaged in doing something rewarding, it helps to motivate you and to keep you going even when things get tough. Start by getting back in touch with your values and see if there is a synergy between them and the things that you will be doing in your business. If not, see how you can spin things so that there is. Do I really have a money-making idea? Not all great ideas make money. A good business idea addresses a problem, need, or pain that a particular group of people or companies face. The problem must be significant enough to warrant spending money to solve or alleviate that problem. Before bringing a new product or service to market, test your ideas and make sure that they are profitable. Who are my ideal target customers? Every business needs customers. Successful businesses know exactly how to describe who their best customers are, what pain that they're feeling, what they want, need, and desire, and are willing to pay for. Who are my competition? Learn everything you can about the others in your field who will provide similar products or services to the same ideal customer, direct and indirect competition. What do I offer that the competition does not? What makes my services or product unique above my competitors? This is your USP or unique selling proposition. What you'll use to make your prospective customers buy your product or service instead of buying from your competition. Why should your customer make you their marketer of choice? Have I established business goals? Setting goals is an important part of any business plan, but setting a goal is only part of the picture. Achieving goals is even more important. Learn how to identify which goals are important enough to commit to and systematically work towards them, breaking them down into steps, establishing timelines, identifying resources needed, and benchmarks for success. And am I a self-starter? When you have your own business, there's no boss or manager to tell you what to do and when to do it. To get your business off and running, you'll have to motivate yourself to get things started. Thinking like a marketer. Thinking like a marketer is crucial to your success. I've covered this slightly before, but I want to revisit the subject again as it is crucial to your success as a marketer. You will find that everywhere you look that everyone teaches you the systems or how to make money online, but very seldom will you find anyone that teaches you that you also need to know how to think like a marketer, and this is the missing piece. Do you honestly want to be a successful internet marketer? If so, then you need to be a marketer. How can you possibly go about trying to build an internet business without being a marketer? It is like trying to build a house with no foundation. What happens to the house not built upon a good solid foundation? No wonder so many people fail. But being a marketer would mean you would have to sell something, and who wants to be a salesperson? It doesn't sound very exciting, does it? Our minds think of car salesmen, and who wants to be seen as a person following you around, constantly pitching you? I have to tell you, though, that selling is part of the game and is very essential if you're going to be a marketer. Nobody makes money until they sell something. I can teach people my systems of how I make money online, and that very same information that means tens of thousands of dollars for me may be nothing more than confusion and frustration for you. Why do we see the same information in a different way? The reason that it does is something that I had to find out for myself before I could make the how to make money systems work for me. It was going through my marketing filter in my mind without being processed the same as it would be for some of those who were thinking like marketers. I had a problem with selling to people. I had problems of seeing things as opportunities. Instead, I looked at things I was doing as something everyone else would criticize me for. A true marketer will see opportunities to make money all around him or her. Do you see opportunities to make money all around you? What about all the email messages that come into your inbox on a daily basis? Do you look at them and try and see the marketer side of the messages that was just sent to you? Do you try and see the methods he is using so that you can possibly use them as an opportunity for you to get the results as well? It is quite possible that you see them as an ordinary consumer would see them. You see them as clutter. You see them as ways to take your money. Maybe you see them as nothing more than a bunch of scammers out to get you. The economy is not all that great right now. In fact, for many, it just plain sucks. But if you are a true marketer, you will become recession-proof. You will understand that you will always have the opportunity to make money. The same thing applies to the way you think about money. Even if you get lucky and actually make some money, I have to tell you that that is not enough just to make money. You can make money and even a lot more money and still end up back in the same place that you began, broke. Unless you understand it, have confidence in it, and confidence in yourself, and the same ways of thinking as all successful marketers have, you will never win. You must first understand how the marketer thinks about the opportunities and money and how it differs from the way that you may be thinking. Regardless of how much money you make, you will end up right back where you started if you don't change your thoughts about the opportunities that you face every day and about the money that you will make. Do yourself a favor and stop and think about the last time you saw a marketing message from one of the marketers that you follow. What were your thoughts when you read that message? Was it the thoughts of a true marketer or the thoughts of a consumer? Creating your vision. Many people who search for success lack a couple of things that are very important. The first one I want to cover is your lack of vision. The Bible says that with the lack of vision, the people perish, and that's Proverbs 29:18. This is so true. Of course, we're not going to be talking about getting your glasses checked to see if you need glasses. Well, in a way, that may not be such a bad analogy either. I remember when I first needed glasses, I didn't even realize how bad my vision was until after I put my new glasses on and went outside. I noticed everything in a clearer detail than I had in a long, long time. I never even knew what I was missing. While driving home, I noticed individual rocks and the gravel along the side of the road instead of just noticing the gravel. Instead of just noticing trees had leaves, I noticed the patterns of the leaves and even the birds that were in the trees. I was now seeing things I didn't even notice I was missing before my new glasses. Maybe that is part of your problem. You really have no vision, or your vision is not focused or as clear as it should be. Without vision, your business will not succeed. I think our description of the word vision shall be able to see a clear picture of your fulfilled goals in your mind. Not just seeing the gravel or the trees, but able to see the finer details that make up the gravel and the trees. I also love flying in a jet way up above the world that we live in. It gives the world we live in a whole new look. When you're looking down at the world from 20 or 30,000 feet up in the air, you see a whole new vision in your mind. The higher up you go, the larger the picture is that you can see of the world. No longer is your focus just a little part of the world and the problems you faced in your life. You are able to see outside of what you face every day, and you can begin to imagine something bigger in your mind. Once I get started on a puzzle with my children, I tend to enjoy putting them together, and having a clear vision is kind of like starting a puzzle. If all you had was a bunch of pieces and you did not ever know what the picture was supposed to look like after you completed it, how difficult would it be in putting the puzzle together? I know I would quit before I got very far due to the frustration of not knowing what I was working towards and what it was supposed to look like when it was finished. Our vision is like a box cover of the puzzle. It helps us begin with the end in mind. Almost every success in my life has come after having a vision for it. For example, when I first began working towards the launch of Lay Off Your Boss, I really had no clear vision in mind. I just knew I wanted money. We set a goal of making just a few $1,000s to help me out of the trouble I was in at the moment. I did have a vision, but it was targeted way low. I could just see a few bills getting caught up at the time when I started. A friend of mine, Harris Feldman, asked what I was shooting for with my launch, and I told him if I could make $10,000 I would be happy, but wasn't really expecting even that. He looked at me and told me that was way too low. He asked me how much I made in a normal year's salary at the job I had before. When I told him, he told me to go back to my coach and tell him I wanted to make that much money during the launch and watch what my coach's reaction was, and then listen to what he said back to me. Harris told me something like if I was to set my target too low, I may hit it, but then there was almost certainly no chance that I would ever exceed what I was aiming for. I remember laughing at that point and giving a crazy figure that was way above what I ever made, and he told me to be careful, because if you set your target too high, you may fail at reaching that target. He followed that up with, but at least I would be a lot further along than the low target I was setting for myself. Deciding it was indeed a better picture in my mind, with the higher vision I had, I decided to tell my coach the new figures I was working towards. When I told my coach, he was like, "Are you crazy? Do you realize what kind of work has to be done for a launch of that size? And are you ready to do the work it takes?" Of course, I told him I didn't have a clue, as I didn't even know how to make a single dollar online yet. I also asked if it was possible, because in my mind I was seeing bills paid off now instead of just being caught up. I was seeing the life I lived a whole lot more pleasurable to live. When he said of course it is possible, I told him that I wanted to work towards that, and we did. We ended up with a launch of over $100,000, like I shared with you before. Of course, it took a whole lot of work to make it happen, but the work seemed worthwhile because I had a clear picture in my mind of what life was going to be like when I made those changes. Any successful business owner that I've known all have vision. Many people have had a vision that they could focus on and then lost sight of that vision. If you lose sight of your vision, you begin to lose hope that you once had. I have lost hope before, and let me tell you from experience that when you lose the hope that you once had, the game is over. I look around at the lives of other people, and it sure is not a pretty picture. Seems like everyone I see is sitting around thinking, poor, poor me. I remember those thoughts as well, so I know how easy it is to get to that place in life. One of the biggest problems I see that is holding people back in life is the victim mentality. As marketers, we really have helped you out as a market in general to remain in this state and even help you get to this place. We used to tell you that 95% of you were going to fail trying to achieve the steps we were laying out before you. The reason for this was because you would not take the required actions needed to make them work. We put the blame right on you. If a person is not going to take action of any kind and just sit around and complain that they can't figure things out, then I guess that's what they get. Wish I could help, but it is not going to happen unless I do it for them. Isn't that the sort of the view that we have now? We decided that if you're not going to do it for yourself, we would promote ready-made systems and that we would set it up for you, and all you would need to do is to click the buy button and start making money. This is all very cool except for one part. You still had to do the work to make the system work, but because it was not really promoted in a clear manner, it has allowed you to say, poor me, you've sold me something that is supposed to solve all my problems by allowing me to make money without any work involved. What a scammer. You may think this is crazy and even foolish of me to say, but I can send you support ticket after support ticket of people that say what I just said almost word for word. We have helped so many people to make it easy to blame us for their lack of success. But more often than not, it really has to do with just the lost or lack of vision for your own life. We have let any vision of success just seem to fade away, and now all we have left is this crazy victim mentality of poor lost me. Look what the world has done to me. We do have a choice to make at this point. Sure, it may not have been our fault that we are in the position we are in right now, but it is our choice to remain there. Here's what needs to happen. We need to work on getting our visions back. Formulate and brand it indelibly on your mind, a mental picture of yourself succeeding in life. What does this picture look like? Go ahead and dare to dream once again. Once you get that picture in your mind and you keep it there, and do not under any circumstance permit it to fade. Your mind will seek ways to begin to develop this picture. Your mind always tries to complete what it pictures, so never think of yourself as failing. Never doubt the reality of the mental image you can see. You need to be always picturing success, no matter how badly things seem to be going on your current state of life. Remember I told you I first decided that I wanted to make enough just to catch up on a few bills for my launch. What kind of mentality is that? Is it the same mentality that many others seem to take on, or perhaps maybe you have? Many of us have taken on the just get by mentality. If your vision is small, the outcome will be small. The size of your vision will have a tremendous effect on the size of the result. I want to leave you with another question. Do you realize your potential or value? Many of the students I have worked with come to me thinking they have no value to offer. Can I just tell you that indeed you are valuable? Don't sell yourself short. Many times you will see me sign my emails with the line, "Continue to stand in your greatness." It does not take very long to realize the value that others have to give when I begin to talk to them. But it is one thing for me to see it, and it is another thing for you to see it and realize your greatness. Begin right now at this very moment to formulate that vision in your mind. With everything going on in your life right now, it may be a little cloudy at first, but do your very best to see the life you want to live.